Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me on today's segment. Well, we have come to the end of the year, and I could not be more grateful. I could not be more thankful for you and for taking this time to be here with me on this day as we close up this year. And I want to thank you for your time. I thank you for joining us and joining me for these sessions that we've been doing, and I'm looking forward to a more prosperous year together as we go through the Word, as we grow, as we seek the Lord and become all that God has called us to be. And I am expecting great things for this coming year. I am expecting and I'm praying for big things for you, for your family, and for your loved ones. And on this day, today, this being the last segment I'll be doing for this year, since the new year is coming in a couple of days, I wanted to talk about a subject that is near and dear to my heart. And this is finishing strong. Finishing strong. The book of Ecclesiastes is one of my favorite books, and it's written by Solomon. And it was written by Solomon at a crucial time in his life. See, Solomon is this man that we know that God called, and he asked Solomon what Solomon wants from God. And we know what Solomon asked for. Solomon asked for wisdom above wealth or above victory over his enemies. He chose wisdom. And God was so impressed by Solomon's answer that he not only gave Solomon wisdom, he gave him wealth and he gave him victory over all his enemies. Solomon is the one who built the temple. Solomon's wisdom and wealth is renowned the world over. To this day, archaeologists are still finding remnants of Solomon's kingdom, of gold that was associated with his stables for his horses. I mean, a great deal is learned about Solomon, and a great deal is still discovered about Solomon's ability to create and to build. He is an honored man. He is known as one of the most wealthiest, wisest men that have ever lived. And at this time, when Solomon writes the book of Ecclesiastes, it is in a very strange period of Solomon's life. Solomon, unfortunately, as wise as he was, he ended up marrying a lot of foreign women, a lot of women who believed in foreign gods, a lot of women who worshipped idols. And all these women, they drew Solomon away from God. And Solomon spent a huge chunk of his kingdom, of his time as king, pursuing other gods and not God. And by the time he writes Ecclesiastes, Solomon has been restored to God. Solomon is no more a backslider. He has returned to God. And he compiles this book to give us the wisdom that he learned from pursuing other things that have nothing to do with God. And one of the most iconic statements Solomon makes, one of the most powerful statements Solomon makes, is recorded in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8. This is what Solomon told us. He said, "The end of a thing is better than its beginning." The end of a thing is better than its beginning. The context of what he wrote was based on what he had gone through. He had gone through success and he had gone through extreme failure. Solomon had prospered and Solomon had failed. And he writes that after you have failed or after you have succeeded, after you have gone through a period of joy or sadness, a period of increase or a period of decrease, whatever season you have gone through, the end of that season is better than the beginning of that season. That is encouraging to me, and I know it's encouraging to so many of you who are listening. No matter how 2020 began, Solomon tells us the end of a thing is better than its beginning. Why? Because at the end you are able to collect the wisdom that you have gleaned from what you have gone through. At the end you are able to pause and acknowledge that had it not been for the Lord, you could not have gone through what you had gone through. You could not have come through what you came through. You could not have survived what you survived. Had it not been for God, we would not have made it through 2020. And here we are. We are standing at the end of this year, and we are declaring that the end of this thing, the end of this 2020 is going to be better than the beginning. That is why we are going to finish strong. We are going to make this declaration that no matter the failures, no matter the sadness, no matter the hardship, no matter the financial difficulty, no matter the family difficulties, no matter the health difficulties that you could have gone through this year, no matter what you have gone through this year, you can stand in faith, declaring and celebrating that the end of a thing is better than its beginning. Why? Because you are able to take stock of everything that has happened, acknowledging God, thanking God, and taking a moment to reflect and to collect your thoughts about the coming year. So that, listen, at the end of 2021, we are going to be able to say, you know what? Better the end of this thing than the beginning, because we have prospered. 2021 is not 2020. And we are going to declare that in this 2021, we have finished strong. We are going to declare, as we finish 2020, we are going to finish strong, because the end is better than the beginning. You know, so many people that we look up to all over the world that succeeded immensely began with so much failure. One of the most accomplished, celebrated presidents in America is Abraham Lincoln. He is the most influential president. He's been dead for a long, long time, but his influence continues to permeate society. So many people look up to this man and what he was able to accomplish. It is Abraham Lincoln who abolished slavery. Slavery had been in America for 400 years before this president. And as a result of this one man, he was able to abolish slavery. But let me read for you the beginning of this man, how much he failed before he succeeded. His end was better than his beginning. Listen to this. In 1832, Abraham Lincoln lost his job and he was defeated for state legislature. In 1833, he failed in business. In 1835, his sweetheart died. In 1836, he had a nervous breakdown. In 1838, he was defeated for speaker. He was running for speaker and he was defeated. In 1843, he was defeated for nomination for Congress. In 1848, he lost renomination. In 1849, he was rejected for land officer. Couldn't even get a job as a land officer. In 1854, he was defeated. He ran and was defeated for United States Senate. In 1856, he was defeated for nomination for vice president. And in 1858, he ran and was again defeated for United States Senate. But the end is better than the beginning, because in 1860 he ran for president and he won. And through his victory, he was able to abolish slavery that had gone on for 400 years. What am I saying? The end of a thing is better than the beginning. One of the most successful scientists is Albert Einstein. He is considered to be the most accomplished and the most brilliant scientist who's ever lived. But it will surprise you to know that Albert Einstein could not speak until the age of 4, and his teachers had wrote him off that he's going to be a struggling student for the rest of his life. Not only could he not speak until the age of 4, he could not read or write until the age of 7. But the end is better than the beginning. This man grew up to become a scientist. Not only to become a scientist, he became the most accomplished and brilliant scientist. My friends, it does not matter how much you have failed in this year. It does not matter how much you have succeeded. How you began is not as important as how you finish. You can always choose to finish strong. Abraham Lincoln began with so much failure in his life, but his end was better than the beginning. He was eventually elected to be president and became the more successful president. Albert Einstein, his beginning was not good, full of failure, but the end of a thing is better than the beginning. The end of 2020, let's finish strong. Take time to thank God for all he has done in this year, all he has brought you through. Take time to thank God. Take time to meditate, reflect on God's goodness. Take time to pray. Thank him. So that as we begin 2021, you're going to begin with the end in sight. Begin 2021 with the end in sight, that the end is going to be better than the beginning. That regardless of what happens in 2021, that the end is going to be better than the beginning. And as long as you begin with the end in sight, you have faith and you have hope. And you know you're going to finish strong. You're going to decide even before you begin 2021 that you're going to finish strong. As we are finishing strong in 2020, we are going to finish strong in 2021 and all the years after that. That is my declaration, because the end is better than the beginning. So be encouraged about where you are. You may not be where you want to be, but you can still finish strong. The end of a thing is better than its beginning. I want to finish and leave you with the words of 3 John chapter 1 verse 2. Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health as your soul prospers in 2021. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord shine his face on you, be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace in 2021. And as you finish 2020 strong. God bless you.